Well, guys, Joe Biden, it came out last week. He's not eligible to stand trial, but somehow we trust him with the nuclear football. And I got a story for you. There is a bill hitting Congress that will blow your mind. I haven't heard anybody else talk about it. We're probably not the first to break it, but no one else, at least in my loop, is talking about it. And Father Fortenberry, I guarantee you will be surprised. Maybe not surprised, but you're going to want to hear about this.
Yo!
Speaking of Father Fortenberry, how you doing this evening, Father Fortenberry?
I'm doing well. Just got through a long day of work and ready to do a little recording. Kind of excited to get. I missed the episode, so now
You hadn't missed many.
I know I have not missed many, and I missed one last week, and I'm ready to get going.
You have to do like work because nobody follows us, likes us, and listens, and just plays us on
I'm
repeat
drinking
all day.
This Indiana.
Ananda.
Is Indiana?
Yes, Indiana Pale Ale.
Indiana Pale Ale? Is that from Larry Bird? And DW is in studio tonight. How are you, DW?
I'm doing good. I've missed many.
You missed many.
Yeah.
Are you also partaking in
I
the
am
Larry
also
Bird
partaking in
Indiana
an extra
Pale Ale?
Pale Ale. Indian Pale Ale, yes. 420 Sweetwater. Sweetwater 420, however you want to say it. It's good.
It's that Larry Bird French Lick Indiana Pale Ale.
It's tasty.
The heck for French lick.
Let's see. Oh, looky there. I hit the right button.
You did. Didn't you?
So look, I'm going to start off with I'm going to make y'all wait for the story that Fortenberry don't know anything about. But let's talk about President Joe Biden. I think it was last week. Actually,
I bet he knows nothing about it either.
I bet he doesn't. Her report came out last week stating that Joe Biden could not stand trial because he was just an elderly old man who had no wits about him, basically. Then he went before the American people to prove that he maintained his wits and looked as dim-witted as ever.
That looks like it would be like a Saturday Night Live episode or something.
It should be.
Where it's like he does like a spelling bee or like a competition,
Look,
like in
there's a problem
Billy Madison.
when his supporters are now calling for Kamala to step up, who has told everybody now that she is ready for service. Is that why they kept her
She's
so
talking about
quiet in
men,
the
though.
dark?
She's talking about service of men.
She's finally ready.
Oh, that's not the right button. Yeah, there we go. We'll take that button. I hadn't learned our new buttons yet. Let me turn that off. Wow. Okay,
I haven't
that's too
even
loud.
seen her on TV, like at all.
You won't.
You haven't seen her cackle?
I haven't seen her anywhere.
She cackles.
She is is she the least popular vice president in a long time?
Gotta
I
be.
think she's becoming more popular as likely president as anything. The left has a Kamala problem. Let's face it.
So, I've heard my personal opinion is the left assumed that they could take Biden, limp him through another term, and then run Gavin Newsom. And by doing that, they was going to lock in 16 years pretty much. But I don't think it's going to be the case. I don't think.
Do we make it through March? Do we make it to the convention without invoking the 25th Amendment? Is Joe Biden going to be our president by 4th of July? Let's ask the question that way.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments. Is Joe Biden going to be our president by the 4th of July?
I think so.
If you're the right, you would absolutely try to keep him in office.
They're calling for his replacement as much as anybody. Wouldn't you love to have Kamala be the spokesperson for the Democratic?
I do think there needs to be a change. Clearly, he is not in his right faculties. I mean,
I don't know.
check this out.
I don't know that she could do much worse.
This came out today. This is from our friends over at Scanner. That's Timcast. Biden calls Netanyahu an asshole, says enough to Israel bombardment of Gaza. Said private statements underscore the widening rift between the two leaders as Gaza offensive surpasses 120 days.
Biden called him that?
That's what they say.
Maybe he said he had a problem with his. He is old.
I think he wears a diaper. He doesn't know he's got one or not.
Look, at some point, it should be elderly abuse because they are dragging this old
They
man.
really are.
Do you know what? Go back and listen to any Joe Biden from 2019 and 2020. We thought that he was incapacitated then, but compared to today, dude sound like a genius, a Rhodes Scholar. The today Joe Biden, has no idea where he's at, what he's doing, and he knows just a little bit. There is no way this guy will be able to compete with Donald Trump, Nikki Haley, or RFK Jr.
He wouldn't make it through a debate. I don't
Look,
think
He will not debate. I bet
think
he will
could
not
physically
debate.
stand
Shane Gillis said that Donald Trump or Joe Biden is the kryptonite to Donald Trump because he can't debate him. Because, you know, Trump's former debates, he's going there and get in your head. And he said, Biden's not even in his own head.
Look, it's weekend at Bernie's. They were talking about this today, everything. And it's true.
It's weekend at Biden's.
Weekend at Biden's. It's just weekend at Biden. That's going to be the name of this episode, by the way. Weekend at Biden's.
Weekend at Biden's.
It is. Weekend at Biden's because, look, guys, it's hard to believe. I found it difficult to believe people voted him into office in 2020.
We did it, Joe.
It's hard to believe that people continue to support him today. But look, the left media is turning on him. When I heard this report come out, the first thing I turned to my wife and said is, this is the day we'll remember the beginning of the end. They had to press her that night, and the media jumped on him like piranha.
It wasn't just Ducey.
No, it was not. He was nice to him. Ducey was
that the
nice.
blonde-headed dude?
Oh, yeah, he's from Fox News. Peter Ducey was actually, you could argue, he was somewhat nice to him, and he cracked a joke with him, and then they jumped on him like hyenas. And you know, have you ever seen a hyenas attack something?
They're big, though.
They get it from the booty hole first.
Maybe
they
that's
go
what
that
he
way
was talking
first.
about.
And it could be, but the hyenas are some vicious folks. And
We talked about this before. You know, female hyenas have a pseudo penis.
Hyenas eat booty,
They do that.
they start there and they go.
Eat it like groceries
apparently.
because it is groceries
Snacks.
to them.
Technically, yeah.
So look, this is going to be something to watch with Joe Biden. We just had the Super Bowl last night.
Anybody win any money off of it? Because I did.
I did not. I even bet Kansas City, but managed to bet the under, which they went over in the overtime. Somehow I bet both sides and lost every bet. All I needed was a Debo touchdown.
I thought I lost. I woke up this morning just checking my betting site, and I was like, I won $40.
All right, I'm gonna look real quick
I didn't
because I
have
haven't
any.
checked.
I didn't
Let
have
me
any
check
bets.
to make sure. Oh, I had a lot.
I meant to, and I waited.
I had bets I didn't even know I had.
Apparently I did too. I won off of McCaffrey getting the first touchdown.
See, I had Rasheed Rice. I still think he should have gotten it. Let's
There
just
were
take a
several
quick look.
touchdowns scored before a quarterback actually threw a touchdown.
Jawan Johnson. I think if San Francisco wins, he's the MVP. But
Okay, so let me ask this: if Greenlaw doesn't go out, do they win?
man, I don't know. They could not score touchdowns.
Yeah, but would that be their defensive game? Losing the top
Nope,
defensive.
I just confirmed. I
No.
didn't win anything.
You did not win.
Did not win anything.
Because the NFL scripted. Play the conspiracy music.
I don't believe that.
I don't
crap.
either. I don't either. That's way too many. You have way too many variables.
What?
There we go. You're about to find it.
No, I don't think it's there. Oh, I like
That's a
that
good one.
one.
Oh, we're gonna get hyped.
Oh yeah, that's our hype music from here on out. Yeah, but anyway, okay.
We'll
So,
never find it again.
well, let me see. Maybe. Oh, that did something.
I don't hear anything.
All right, let's keep going. So the Super Bowl's over. Swifty got her Super Bowl.
She did.
Hey, I saw a great meme. Probably, if you're a Cowboys fan, you want to turn this down for about 10 seconds. The meme was Taylor Swift now has more Super Bowls than the Dallas Cowboys in this century.
In this century. Look, I'm just glad it was a close game, so they didn't show her 1,000 times.
It was actually a pretty decent
6
game.
times or something.
Yeah, what we was going to do take a shot, but we decided not to.
You know, old Kermit the Frog pulled it together.
I mean,
Pat Mahomes, he pulled it together at the end.
He's got to be. I mean, he's in discussion with Brady.
There's no one else in discussion with Brady but this guy. He's what, 28 years old?
He's pretty elite.
I mean, I would say Montana, but he's past.
Now,
Montana.
I looked it up today. Kelsey is in his 11th season. Gronk only played 11 seasons. Now, Kelsey has not had the injuries Gronk had. Gronk was always hurt.
Gronk was a beast.
So
Yeah.
he's got some time left, I believe.
Gronk was there
Kelsey
because of
does.
style, though. I mean,
He was.
That had a lot to do with it.
And so, look, Kansas City, this is one of the worst teams they've had offensively. They go out and add a receiver. You got Rasheed Rice, who
No receivers.
Rasheed
Well,
Rice is
besides
the only
him,
receiver.
yeah.
McCole Hardman, how about that guy? He was playing for the Jets, come back and win a Super Bowl with a Super Bowl winning touchdown. He said he blacked out during that touchdown. He might have. But look, the first half was boring. The commercials were not very good. There's a big controversial commercial that everybody's talking about, the Jesus commercial.
Yeah, I mean, it's
I don't even. They must have spent like $14 million for that commercial
Well,
to
it's
air.
you should be spending your money to feed people. That's what it's.
well. The
argument.
worst part of the whole thing was Reba McEntire did a horrible job on national anthem.
You know, I don't remember it because the one before that, Lift Every Voice, I thought it was terrible the way they put it together or something. The acoustics were not good.
Me and Jamie says she should have just sang Fancy.
Well,
Yes.
I liked Post Malone's America the Beautiful.
I did too.
I thought he did
Post
good.
Malone's a musician, man. He
Not,
can
to be,
sing
not to be
anything.
confused with a magician. Have y'all seen that video?
Most Malone. That's gonna be my name.
Post
Have
Malone.
you guys seen that video?
I
I
don't
think
think
it's
so.
the girl who's the one talking about her booty hole's brown.
Oh my God, I can't even know who that is.
She better watch out for them
it's
hyenas.
terrible, though.
That chick.
Yeah, she better watch out for those.
So
Watch out for hyenas.
she's been interviewed, and the lady said, "Yeah, you know, you're a musician, so we want to sit down with you." She said,
Oh yeah.
"What do you think? I do magic and stuff."
Is that the lady that sang that song? I didn't know who she
I believe
was.
so.
She
A
was like, "No,
musician.
you said you sing music, right?" She's like, "Yes, but I ain't no magician
She's not a musician
or a
doing just
musician." But
magic.
she's talking about a music.
Oh, I get it.
It's bad.
Well, the song she wrote that got so much popularity is
Nobody-
bad. We could have
nobody's
wrote that
that
song.
dumb,
I
right?
think we did write that song.
It was cringe. I'll tell you what. There's no way to say it. She embarrassed an entire race of people.
How would you?
I mean, there's
all
no
right,
way to say it.
yeah, I don't know. I'm weird, but
Nobody's that stupid.
I envision a group of people sitting around in a room like this, kind of like a boardroom, and they go, "Man, I got an idea for a great song. What's it go?" He goes, "Let me hum it for you." Doom doom. My booty hole brown.
You can't say the rest of it.
Yeah, I can't say nothing else. That's the cleanest it is. But then somebody goes, "Oh, let's record that."
Your buddy
Do you
hole.
think they recorded on a joke, or they was like, "Dude, that's fire.
I
That
think
right there is fire."
Them chicks come up with that. They were dead serious.
And they talk about Biden. Don't they talk
Yeah,
about,
yeah, talk about-
providing oral.
Yes.
Don't go look it up, guy.
Something about a Hellcat.
Don't do it. Yeah, Hellcat.
Yeah.
Was it Head and a
So,
Hellcat or something?
Something. Look, RFK Jr. had an ad last night that apparently pissed off his family.
It was funny because my
His
wife,
family's
my
already mad at
wife,
him.
my wife said, "What Kennedy is that?" It was pretty funny.
So
The only one that's alive. So that's
yeah, and then it said what he was young. He's like 70. I guess compared to the other guys, he's young. But yeah, Kennedy had an ad. Look, I liked the Bud Light Genie commercial.
I didn't see it.
I felt like there was too much going on. I liked it, but there was a lot there.
Compared to what we had to compare it to last night,
Why
I
don't you
thought it
just
did
go,
well.
just wear a dress and drink Bud Light then?
You know what?
I don't like Bud Light. Never did. I haven't liked Bud
This
Light.
is
But,
kinda-
but you're a
Long
fan of dresses, though.
No, I like genies.
This is kind of
I like
cheesy,
genies that give you stuff.
but I kind of like the Kia commercial with the little ice skating girl.
Oh, it was good.
I thought it
fun.
was. I thought it
It
was
was near
sweet.
the end.
Like I kind of liked it.
I missed it.
Now I'm gonna tell you who's getting all your money. Tamu.
Tamu.
I've been saying it wrong all these years. Tamu had like 12 commercials at $7 million per 30 seconds. Them folks we buying these 13-cent deals and they making probably 11 cents off of it, or they getting all your information, selling your information.
That's probably
One of
where
the
it's
two.
at.
Tamu had more commercials last night than anybody. Y'all keep buying them $3 handbags. Everybody knows they fake, and give them all your information. Tamu.
Tamu. It's Timu.
No,
I don't care what they tell us.
Tamu.
I think it was Timu, and they changed it just to get the hype from it. Tamu.
I'm trying to think of a commercial I really saw.
The Budweiser Clydesdale dogs. That was so typical.
I missed it.
It was near the end.
I must have
It was
missed
so
all the commercials last night.
I wasn't doing nothing during the Super Bowl. I had a sick kid we was taking care of, so I had plenty of time to watch commercials.
It's the first time we stayed home or didn't have a party at our house or somewhere.
Or
where we
just
were.
meet somebody and watch the game, man. I
No,
agree.
We didn't.
Um,
Somebody stood us up.
but you know what? Oh, I need to tell you about our weekend because both of
Terry-
you missed out. on it.
Terry stood us up.
Yeah, we had sick. Yeah, I didn't want none of that part.
No, we sure didn't.
So let me tell you about our weekend. We had a weekend. You guys didn't get to go
I
on this
know.
adventure, even though you said you were. I
I was
understand
sick.
things come up. But the other two that's not here tonight, they're probably still thinking about that 20-year bourbon we drank. We went to the Blue Note. It was a very exclusive release. There were not many people there. And they releasing a 20-year-old bourbon for F.L. Watson. F.L. Watson was a big supporter of Memphis. He was key in bringing FedEx to Memphis from Little Rock. Do you know FedEx started in Little Rock?
I did.
Yeah, and he was big on getting FedEx Little Rock. So they do a release for him every year. He died in 2022, August 2022. So every year in January, his birthday's 27th. Mine happens to be the 26th. They do a release party for a special bourbon in his honor. This year they did a 20-year-old bourbon, and it was quite expensive. But when we go to the actual party, they were giving tastings of the bourbon. And I will tell you, we had our fair share of 20-year-old bourbon.
You should have bought the $30 bottle, dumped the $30, poured them in there.
We thought of many things, Donnie, but we didn't think of that. Dang, we should have had you with us. We could have come out there with 8 $30 bottles that happened to taste just like 20-year-old bourbon. But it was very good. But the shout out goes to Bud Dog. Bud Dog got us the invite to this deal. Really enjoyed. Good people over there at Blue Note. Go support Blue Note. Memphis Bourbon, where we did buy a bottle of Special Reserve, which is apparently more obscure than this 20-year-old bourbon. There was 1,100 bottles total. There's probably I bet there's less than 100 up for sale. We got a bottle we'll probably taste on the air at some point in the not so distant future. But shout out to Blue Note in Memphis for having us over. They give tours now. You got to set them up online. We'll probably do a tour with the group and post something online. Also did a tour Saturday of Old Dominic in Memphis. So
we got we have a lot of breweries and distilleries and stuff right here.
You got a lot of good breweries.
A lot of breweries more than distilleries, probably. Because, Old Dominic distills in Memphis, but Blue Note distills in Kentucky and bottles in Memphis.
Jamie, we need to take off on a Saturday beer tour one day.
We do.
I thought y'all take a beer tour every Saturday.
Well, pretty much.
Jamie does.
We're beer nerds.
We like beer.
Beer. Let's see. What other story do I got up here? I'm going to get into the good one. There was a shooting. This is at Lakewood Church. Isn't that the church where
isn't that the big pastor dude?
Joel Osteen, yes. The shooter at Joel Osteen's Lakewood Church, and I doubt that these details will come out, identified as a transgender Bernie supporter and had in tow a 5-year-old child with them as they were unloading their automatic rifle. Yes. Bernie supporter.
As in Bernie Sanders.
Bernie Sanders.
I didn't know they still existed.
The individual was identified as Janice Marino, who was previously known as Jeffrey Escalante. Marino, who is clearly unstable, allegedly brought, it's opening up, a 5-year-old to the shooting who was shot during the incident. The child's in critical condition. The gun that was used to carry out the mass shooting allegedly had Free Palestine on it. So we've had the Free Palestine shut down the bridge. We've had Free Palestine now go into the church.
I was not aware Palestine, Arkansas had this much stuff.
Palestine, Arkansas,
did you know they were locked up?
Out.
Did you know Palestine, Arkansas was locked down?
Well, see, first of all, we
better be careful going to work tomorrow.
Hey, look, I just realized when I look toward y'all, it looks like I'm looking away. I'm going to have to flip that.
So first of all, Palestine is in Arkansas. Palestine is next to Israel.
I think Palestine, Arkansas sings from the interstate.
From the interstate to the rice field?
To the rice field. But no.
I don't think we can make it in tomorrow.
Yeah. But really, I mean.
So he brought a 5-year-old? Is that what you said? He brought a 5-year-old to the thing?
Yep.
And then he got shot?
Yep.
Wonder who shot him.
Jeffrey Escalante from El Salvador was killed after off-duty police officers at the church responded to the incident. Search warrant said Marino pointed an AR-15 at the officers, who then fired upon her and killed her in self-defense.
I would like to see this gun because so many times they say it's an AR-15 and it's
the AR-10
or AK
something.
The shooter
SK,
had claimed to have a bomb. Look, did the shooter actually shoot anyone?
I wonder if the cop shot the baby shooting him.
I got a
using
feeling,
the baby as a shield.
I'm not reading this all, but I got a feeling that this was death by suicide type of thing. Or what they call it, cop suicide.
Suicide by cop.
By cop type of thing, because it doesn't say they actually shot anyone, but you can't take a chance now. In our church, Jamie, we have guards out by the back door now. Yeah.
And we have people that carry in the church.
We do.
I had a church call me for a plan for something like that, and that was my advice: have your people with guns carry.
Check this out: New Hampshire. Would you consider them right, left, center? Where would you consider New Hampshire?
Left.
New Hampshire law would permit local law enforcement to arrest illegal immigrants for trespassing. Aren't they always trespassing?
Good point. Yes, but
guess.
That's a big deal.
So. Okay, here's the problem with these laws, and this is what the left likes to claim is: how do you enforce this without racially profiling?
I'm going to blow your mind, okay? They're not even talking about our southern migrants. They're
talking
talking
about
about
Canadians?
from the north. Yes, that's
What?
exactly right. Yes.
You can't arrest me, eh?
Governor Chris Sununu and Attorney General John Formella reportedly requested the new bill on increasing illegal entries into the state from Canada. Okay, we're breaking it tonight. You didn't know that they're coming in from both sides. We're being invaded from both sides. They're flanking us from the north
It's a
the
pincer
south.
movement.
It is. And now for that is a good lead in to my next story.
Okay, now let me say this though.
Yep.
What I'm confused about is why is Canada coming over here considering they have free health care?
You know what's typically happening? People are going to Canada because these folks from like the Middle East, from Europe, they're coming to either Mexico or the northern border and then coming across illegally because it's easier to get to those countries. So it may not be Canadians coming in. They just decide their point of entry.
I figured out, like, since I've been working with the Canadian Embassy, that there are tons of people from Africa, the Middle East, those places that come into Canada to live, stay. I didn't realize that. A lot of those people speak French already, so it's an easy transition.
Oh yeah. Look, why would you go to Canada instead of New York City though? You get $1,000 a month.
I think it's a little easier for them to get accepted, like when they do it legally. Like when they do it legally, I think it's easier for them to get their visas or whatever they have in Canada, that kind of thing.
So check this out.
I'm
All right, you ready, Father Fortenberry? Have you heard of Congressional Bill S 3589?
Is it similar to Congressional Bill S 538?
Probably not.
Okay.
Preventing.
What about S540?
Check this out. This is 2024. Senator Edward J. Markey of District, Massachusetts.
That's a Marky Mark.
And that senator that they instated out in California, you know, the one that really wasn't from California that replaced the chick that died.
Yes.
Brought this bill forward. Preventing Private Paramilitary Activity Act of 2024.
Private Paramilitary. What? Read it one more time.
The Preventing Private Paramilitary Activity Act of 2024. Now, why would this be important right now?
Jamie, they found out we were about to start.
And look, I've read through the entire bill. It's very short. It is exactly what you think it is. If people gather as let's just read it. Let's read part of it. Okay. It shall be unlawful to knowingly, in a circumstance described in subsection B, which is up above, while acting as part of or on behalf of a private paramilitary organization and armed with a firearm, explosive, or incendiary device or other dangerous weapon, 1, publicly patrol, drill, or engage in techniques capable of causing bodily injury or death, interfere with, interrupt, or attempt to interfere with or interrupt government operations or a government proceeding, interfere with or intimidate another person in that person's exercise of any right under the Constitution, assume the function of a law enforcement officer, peace officer, or public official, whether or not acting under color of law, and thereby assert authority or purport to assert authority over another person without the consent of that person. Boy, I made it through
So
that.
they're shutting down militia groups, basically, right?
Trained to engage in any activity described in paragraphs 1 through 4, or the circumstances described in this subsection are that the conduct described in Section A involves travel across state lines or a national border.
That's a lot of S's in that.
The use of the channels, facilities, or instrumentalities, ooh, that one's a good one, of interstate or foreign commerce involves a firearm, explosive, or device. Look, basically, yes, any activity
Sounds like if the
Americans
government
rising
opposes
up
you can't
against the
defend yourself,
government,
it's illegal.
exactly.
Okay, so who cares? They're going to view it as illegal anyways.
There's also
If America rises up against them, it's going to be viewed the same way. Whether they
there's
have
also
the stupid
So
law or
what
not.
do you call what's going on the southern border with Texas?
but there's also a additional repercussion of this that they are not looking at. This will affect Black Panthers, Antifa,
Actually,
Good.
They could use this to take firearms. Found guilty of this is 1 year in jail and a felony offense.
Oh, so you're a felon then, so they can take
They
your guns.
they could exactly. This is about disarming America, but I can't believe more people aren't talking about this. Because you could just about describe anything as paramilitary.
It's a goal of a lot of those types.
And these are the type of politicians, though, that we need to be voting out instead of protecting.
Oh, exactly. Well, the one that supported it is not even part of it. She didn't even get elected. Right? It was, let me get her name right. Make sure I get that.
I'm not going to speak too much on this one.
LaFonza Butler, the one from
LaFonza,
California. Yeah.
Well, that is insane. I mean, like it or not, our country's built on
the Second Amendment.
Second Amendment, but it's also built on militias.
It is. That's exactly
we
what
would
how it
not be
started.
the United States of America without militias.
And just because you see some dudes running around the peninsula up there in Michigan as a threat to the government, doesn't change the fact they have the right to do it.
Yeah, you still have a right.
It doesn't.
That's a wild potential law.
And it's simple. It's straightforward and simple, which is even more concerning because it really expands upon.
Well, if you read the Second Amendment, like does it not kind of oppose that?
Oh, I think
Yes.
it does.
It does.
Because,
Absolutely.
with right now, the current Department of Justice can flip around. They can say we're meeting right now and we're deemed a militia. So if your neighborhood, if you've got crime in your neighborhood and the three of us walk around with a weapon, which we're legal to do, they could deem us in contradiction to that law.
If you have a crime watch, or
exactly a crime
neighborhood watch.
But
it doesn't even have to be a gun, by the way it reads. So it could be anything. No. It could be a pipe,
just
a bat,
acting like that, right? But so where does this though? So this should be superseding over states' rights. Is this not getting into the state to manage this?
So where is this now? It's just proposed.
It's proposed.
Right?
Yep.
It should be shot down because it's.
Is it proposed as a state bill?
No, this is a federal bill. It should not make it through the House anyway, even if it made it through the Senate.
They should look at our Constitution and say no and kick it back.
Look, I'm a huge states' rights guy personally. I think states' rights should supersede federal government anyway at all costs. So, yeah, even if this passed, our state should be able to say, nah, we're not doing it.
You also got to understand the penalties of that as a state. But, yeah.
I mean, yeah, but we are not... We are the United States for a reason.
Yeah, and you have the ability to actually separate if you choose.
Yes. Well, last time somebody chose, the federal government didn't let them. So
it takes more than one.
The insurrection?
No, that would be the Civil War.
Oh, never mind. I'm sorry. Well, I thought you were talking about the latest attempt at a Civil War with the insurrection.
They also caught some smoke.
Yeah, but I mean, for lack of a better term, the United States invaded a foreign government and caused a war. That's what.
I mean, we're built on fighting.
I mean,
we're not very old, and it may kill us one day, but we're built on fighting.
European nations,
we're a baby. We're an infant.
So Donald Trump recently came out and said that he will not foot the bill for NATO countries not paying their part, right? Which NATO countries are spending the 2% minimum, and which nations are relying on the U.S. and the U.K. to protect them? I got a chart here, and I can't pull it up. But
I want to say,
guess?
Wasn't Sweden the only one that was paying their close to their part?
So the U.S. is paying 3.9%, U.K. 2.07%, Greece is paying 3%.
Good for Greece.
Romania, Hungary, Slovakia is above 2, Poland at 3, Lithuania above 2, Latvia 2, Estonia 2, Finland 2. These are the countries that are not. Germany, 1.57.
I had some guys tell me that from Kenya that they wish the U.S. would do more in Africa.
They don't really need to yet. Right?
We're all over Africa.
Well, tell Africa,
but right now it's a civil.
Tell Africa get some oil.
Yeah, they have oil. Parts of Africa have oil.
They got diamonds and stuff. Tell them to get oil and we'll come in here.
We'll be right over.
Netherlands, Germany, Denmark, Norway, Belgium are all under. Canada is under. France, Spain, Italy, Portugal, Slovenia, Croatia, Montenegro, Macedonia, Albania, Turkey. Let's see, Czechoslovakia, Norway, and I think I named all those correctly. Boy, my pronunciation almost on point this evening.
Did you see from the Carlson Tucker interview where Russia wanted to join NATO?
I did, and Bill Clinton said, "No, I need to go to Epstein Island first." And then he never got back to him.
I mean, let's be really frank.
That tickled me.
With Russia in NATO, there's no use for NATO.
It depends. Now, don't forget about China.
With Russia in NATO, because they use Russia as the scare tactic for Europe.
I think I've shared with you, I have a theory. It's the superhero theory. Everybody has to have a villain.
Yeah, Russia has to be a villain.
And Russia has to be our villain unless we switch goals. So you're right. If Russia joins NATO, there's no need for NATO anymore.
No.
Well, y'all have heard me say it before. Everybody's a terrorist to someone.
Yeah, everybody needs an anti-hero. Everybody, and yours can change. Sometimes your wife, sometimes it's somebody you work with. Everybody needs that counter force.
There are people in other countries that believe Americans are terrorists, and to them, by their beliefs, we are. Right? Just like we believe.
There's some Afghanis, I'm sure, that believe that.
Everyone's a terrorist to somebody.
There's probably some Chinese that believe. Look at that. Temu done sent me a text message.
Quit talking about us.
They said we miss you. If you'll stop talking about us, we'll give you 13% off.
He said, it says step outside.
Look, speaking of anti-heroes, is anybody else excited to see the new Deadpool movie?
I thought you were going to say Taylor Swift won the Super Bowl.
All right, much like I had never eaten a Mexican, I've never seen a Deadpool movie.
Never seen Deadpool?
Not
what?
Once.
He's clever.
I never watched
it. They're
Ryan Reynolds
funny.
is clever.
They're funny.
Yeah.
No, I haven't watched them. I've been watching Reacher. Reacher's a damn good show on.
Well, okay, they're not remotely the same.
Yeah, I know, but I was just telling you what I've been watching.
But
Dang.
sit down and watch Deadpool.
There's another movie called I believe it's called The Underground 9, and it has Ryan Reynolds in it. He acts kind of like his Deadpool character.
You look, I'm looking.
You
the
need to
wrong
watch
way,
it.
too.
It's
We're all the wrong way, aren't we? Yeah,
Keep
you're
talking,
right.
Donnie. I'm looking at you.
That's right. We're all.
Keep talking, Donnie. I'll look at you
okay.
now.
Look at me. Am I looking
We'll
back
have
at
to
you?
adjust that. I'm sure I can.
Am I looking at Jamie now?
No, we're all the wrong way. Look, we're all. Jamie, look that way. Donnie, look that way.
All right.
Now you're looking at each other.
No, we're not.
Yeah, you were. No, you weren't. Y'all look.
No,
All right,
we're looking
Donnie, or Gary, Jamie, you look the other way. Now, there we go. Now y'all looking. No, Donnie, look the other way. There you go. Now y'all.
Now keep talking, Donnie.
All right, but there's a movie called the what did I say it was called? Daggum it.
Deadpool, the Secret
Underground
9 or something.
Something
like
about the Underground 9. Go find it. It's on Netflix. Watch it. It's good.
That's like the Little Rock 9, isn't it?
it. Close.
That's a West Memphis 3.
Let random.
You swapped over. We have no sounds.
Yeah, we do. Oh no.
I got no snare in my headphones.
There we go.
We got crickets too.
I thought I was just hearing that buzzing. Anyway, let's see what other stories I got for us this evening. Actually, I think that's about it. Actually, oh no, I mentioned this earlier. Kamala says, "I am ready to serve."
It was about time.
You told us that. Yes.
Oh,
Talking
yeah,
about serving men.
Oh, that's right. That was.
That's how she got this position she's in now.
Oh, here's one I wanted to hit on. Joe Rogan Experience returns to major podcast platforms. YouTube to follow. Said, I'm very excited. The podcast will now have a much broader distribution. So I guess he fulfilled his requirement to Spotify and is now going like mainstream. He signed a new $250 million contract with Spotify, though the podcast will be available on other major platforms per the deal. It's now officially back on Apple Podcasts. Dude, this dude.
Oh, he's a powerhouse when it comes to this kind
He
of
is
stuff.
the original. He is
he's good.
OG.
He's great at it, man.
And I still remember him being on the news radio.
Well, then he was on, what was that, where they made people do stuff they didn't like to do?
Oh, Fear Factor.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, and he was on UFC as one of the...
And you know, it's just him and one other guy, the whole
Jamie.
Joe Rogan. Yeah. How come my Jamie can't do that?
Yeah, what the crap?
What the hell? I've got a Jamie. Why is my Jamie not able to do all that stuff?
You Jamie, don't have a computer.
Make a trade.
Yeah.
Every time
Hey,
Jamie gets his phone out, he gets in trouble.
Joe, if you're watching, we will trade
That's
Jamies
funny.
with you. Okay, we'll trade Jamies with you. Okay. Yeah, we'll trade Jamie. He's going on Rumble too. Okay, good deal.
Good.
We need to get our stuff on Rumble. I keep saying that. I guess the only one person can do that. Me. But anyway,
we're not ready to rumble, are we?
we're pretty close. We have a Rumble account. I've got some of our episodes on Rumble.
Let's put an account on Grindr.
Grindr.
I'll use your
that might be our most successful account yet.
I'll use
Hoggo.
I'll use Hoggo.
Use Hoggo as our Grindr account.
We'll use Hoggo like in your face behind like all they can see is your beard behind Hoggo. Yeah.
Are you ready? Grindr. I don't have the voice that Scott does.
Hey Jamie.
Hey Jamie.
Yeah, not quite. Okay, so look, I think Wednesday night we may all be back in studio together. But
I see that's real wood.
Anyway, let's go to parting words. Father Fortenberry.
Man, I don't know. You cut me off guard. Look, you know what? Long live the militia.
Long live the militia.
CW. Parting words.
It was fun. Glad to be here.
All right, guys, look, thanks for listening. Go tell your friends about us. We could really use some watch time on YouTube. We need to get our hours up so we can move along, get some subscribers. We're at 220. We're actually been climbing quite a bit, but going to get some more taste tonight. I've been telling y'all that for weeks. I promise you it's going to happen. We'll have a video from this weekend at Blue Note. But look, thanks for stopping by. If you like us, tell everybody about us. If you hate us, tell everybody about us. Anyway, say those guys suck. Just go listen and make fun of them. We don't mind being made fun of.
Be like being at home.
Just like being at home. But look, peace out.